Hello, welcome to Entity Selection for Business Owners. Now this is just knee-deep in good business practices, saving taxes, and asset protection. It's got the whole kit and caboodle, is that a word? So I want to try to bring together all of your options and just do a little highlight of all the different entities you could choose from. I've got some great slides. I don't know how much of the whiteboard I'll use. We'll see. I might even sit down here while we go through this and talk through it. I think this is a really good one to have a great overview of all the things you should be thinking about when you choose the right entity. Now, there's specific videos that I want you to watch that are more in depth. The S Corporation video, the LLC video, the sole proprietorship video, the COPE charging order protection entity video. So these are other videos that will really dive in deep on some of these entities, and I'll explain that as we go through it, but I just want to say that from the outset. This is not going to be a 2 or 3 hour video. It'll be more like a half hour because I want to hit the highlights of what you should be looking at from a broad point of view, which helps a lot because there's a lot of moving parts here, and I love this stuff. I kind of geek out on it because it's like building an erector set or a puzzle, and everybody's different. Not everybody needs every entity. So this is important to know how they all fit together. So the first slide I want to look at here is just our goals. I want to go through the goals of choosing the proper entity in the correct state at the right time. Isn't that the trick? Because there's a lot of salesmen out there that'll sell you an entity right out of the gate and in Nevada, which is a bunch of crap. I hate that. And I apologize for some of you that may feel that that's the best way to go. I don't think so. A lot of people can wait to set up the right entity. They can start out as a sole proprietorship, and 9 times out of 10, they better be setting up the entity in the state in which they live or the state where the property is located, if it's a rental property. Some people would argue, well, just get your entity going, get a tax ID number and do it in Nevada and you can figure that out later. If you got money falling off trees, sure. But a lot of my clients are trying to be very cost conscientious, and we don't want to have to register foreign in other states. And so I argue with that, and I apologize again if some of you feel strongly that way, but we can debate that another day. So I'm just going to give you my perspective on this, and hopefully some of you will find it helpful and refreshing, that you can take this in steps and a lot of times be a little more economical and wise about it, in my opinion. Now we're going to talk about S-Corp procedures in general, because there's a whole video on that. Some asset holding strategies, which is LLCs, whole other video on that, and COPE entities, and then annual maintenance is a constant theme on all these entities, and I highlight it in those other specific videos too. So let's go to our next slide, and this is where we talk about income. In fact, you can look at that slide if you want, but I'm going to go to the whiteboard here for a moment. A lot of people, I use this demonstration on most of my YouTube videos, and a lot of it's the crux of tax planning in a lot of ways, and asset protection. They go hand in hand.